Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Tuesday, March 15th slate of NBA and college basketball games. Yes, it's finally back. Even though we only had a day off, it felt like it was a lot longer than that. But yes, we did have one day off of college basketball games, but they are back, and I'm super excited for it. I found an absolute gem. Of course, I'm still going to be doing 3 NBA plays, 1 college play, but I love my college play today. I absolutely love it. But first, I did just want to go ahead and say that we are on the road to 6,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Also, here, just a quick shout out here to all of our members. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do here for the channel. And thank you for giving such a small channel such a big chance. So thank you guys for everything. But as of right now, man, I just think something's missing. And boom, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we brought out the shades because we got a clean sweep as of yesterday. Yes, we ended up going 4-0 on our plays. We had an absolutely fantastic day overall. So let me go ahead and recap that one really quick. So we did have DeJounte Murray over 23.5 points versus Minnesota. And despite having a really tough start to the game, I don't even think he scored in the first quarter. He did end up cashing it for us right early in the fourth quarter. So thankful for that. Then we had Milwaukee minus 1.5 versus Utah. That one was a very great game to watch, but luckily Milwaukee was able to pull through in the end. Then we had Kyle Kuzma under 19.5 points. Once Draymond Green did get ruled back in, he did a great job of taking a lot of those possessions away from Kuzma. He finishes with only 11 points. That one ended up working for us. Then we had Raptors minus 4 versus the Lakers. Man, the Lakers they're just a mess right now, and there's not truly much that you can really say or do. But so we do have 4 more great plays today, so let's go ahead and dive into it. First, I did just want to go ahead and say though that as of right now, we are still partnered with Prize Picks. Once again, if you guys do know anything about Prize Picks, you basically just pick props and it goes based off of projections. You can choose whether a certain stat is going to go over or under. But if you guys do want to sign up for something like that, make sure to use my code, just King Sanders, in the promo code section, or click the link down in the description down below. You will get a $100, up to a $100, 100% deposit match bonus. So you'll double your money just to start out. But let's go ahead and dive into it. Our first play of the day is going to be Wendell Carter Jr. I know we've been hammering Wendell lately, but he's been really good to us. But we're going to be taking his over in 16.5 points versus the Brooklyn Nets at minus 125 odds. Now, Wendell Carter Jr., he's been really, really solid at scoring the basketball. He's one of the few players on the Magic that have been really good at scoring. He has covered this exact line in 5 of his last 7 games, and he's gotten in the 20s very easily in a lot of these games. Also, he's been a really good home player as well. He's actually covered in 5 of his last 6 games at home. And when it comes to the power forward position, Brooklyn, not necessarily the best defensive team at that power forward position. In their last 7 games, they have allowed the 6th most points per game to opposing power forwards. And in their last 30 games, also 6th most points per game to opposing power forwards. So they've been giving up a lot of points to that power forward position, and I don't really foresee that changing here anytime soon. The Brooklyn Nets also have kind of been struggling on defense this year. They do allow the 10th most points per game to opposing teams in general. Also, both these two teams, we know that they play at super fast paces. Brooklyn, they play at the 9th fastest pace in the entire NBA in the last 3 games. And Orlando, they play at the 13th fastest pace. So both these teams love to get up and down, and I think that Wendell is going to find a lot of shots in this game. So that's our play of the day, our first play of the day. Wendell Carter over 16.5 points versus Brooklyn at minus 125 odds. Our second play of the day is going to be Jimmy Butler under 6.5 rebounds versus the Detroit Pistons at minus 125 odds. Jimmy Butler has gone under this line in 3 of his last 4 games and under in 5 of his last 7. So I think we see a ton of value here, especially for a guy that hasn't really been trying super hard for those rebounds. I think that this line's just a touch too high. He has also gone under in 3 of his last 4 games versus the Detroit Pistons. And on this game, we do see a 13.5 point spread, and we know that if this game starts to get out of hand, one of the first guys that is going to get pulled from the game is going to be Jimmy Butler. And so I know that the Pistons have been pretty solid lately, but the odds makers do see this game as a blowout. So if there's any chance that this game is a blowout, Jimmy's going to be the first to go. Also, in the last 7 games, the Detroit Pistons have allowed the 6th fewest rebounds per game to opposing small forwards. So I think we see a ton of value there as well. The Detroit Pistons haven't allowed a lot of rebounds. And the Detroit Pistons also play at the 2nd slowest pace in the entire NBA in their last 3 games. And Miami overall this season have played at the 5th slowest pace. So both of these teams don't play at a very fast pace. They don't give up a lot of rebounds to that small forward position. And Jimmy hasn't been getting a lot of rebounds lately. So I think that's a recipe for success in our book. So that's going to be our second play of the day. Jimmy Butler under 6.5 rebounds versus Detroit at -125 odds. Our third play of the day is going to be the Phoenix Suns -5 versus the New Orleans Pelicans at -110 odds. The Phoenix Suns, they have started to turn things around as soon as they got Devin Booker back in the lineup. They didn't cover for 4 straight, but then they got D-Book back, and then they've covered in 2 of their last 3 games. On the road this year, the Phoenix Suns are a pretty good team. They are 19-12 against the spread on the road this year, and as a road favorite, they are 14-9 against the spread. So very solid road team this year. And following a win, which they did recently just have, they are 29-24 against the spread. Now, if you look at it from the flip side, the New Orleans Pelicans, they are still without Brandon Ingram, and CJ McCollum is questionable. But I think that even if he plays, I do think we still see a ton of value here. We saw last game whenever CJ did play, they still got blown out. So I think that we see a ton of value here for a very solid Phoenix Suns team. Also, the New Orleans Pelicans have only covered the spread in 1 of their last 5 games, and that was their most recent one, so maybe they are trending in the right direction, but I just think that this Phoenix team is just going to be too much for them. So that is going to be our third play of the day. Phoenix -5 versus the New Orleans Pelicans at -110 odds. In our fourth and final play of the day, which is going to be the college play, is going to be Indiana -4 versus Wyoming at -110 odds. Indiana has been red hot lately, absolutely red hot. They have finished out the year super strong. They've covered in 6 of their last 7 games to finish off the year. And in neutral site games, they're perfect. They're 4-0 against the spread on neutral site games. And this year, as a favorite, they are 14-8 against the spread. So I think that we see a ton of value here for Indiana, and I think Indiana is meant to win this game. I don't really foresee Wyoming taking this one over Indiana. I think Indiana is going to be putting up a fight in the first round of the tournament as well. So I have high hopes for this Indiana team. So I think that they're a very, very solid team, and they're definitely red hot. They're trending in the right direction at the right time. And Wyoming, they're kind of on the flip side of things. They've only covered in 1 of their last 5 games. And in neutral site games this year, they're just 2-3 against the spread. So I think we see a ton of value here for a team trending in the right direction versus a team that's trending in the wrong direction. So that is going to be our fourth and final play of the day. Indiana -4 versus Wyoming at -110 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. We are on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so make sure you guys do subscribe if you are new. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Sanders signing out. Peace.